Let us start with our third module, in which we shall describe the standard operating procedures for protection of aircraft on ground, identify the areas to be searched in an aircraft.
Let's start by taking a look at how we provide security for aircrafts that are not in service and are left unattended.
For all aircrafts that are not in service and are left unattended, it needs to be ensured that their doors are kept closed and boarding equipments such as steps, air bridge, etc. are removed. In addition, personnel can be deployed to monitor such aircrafts, and this depends on the rules and regulations for each country. Even when aircrafts re-enter service, pre-flight checks are undertaken to discover suspicious objects or anomalies that could hide weapons, explosives, or any other dangerous devices.
For all flights, appropriate measures need to be taken to ensure that disembarking passengers do not leave items on board the aircraft while disembarking at transit stations or at originating stations. These items may endanger the safety and security of the subsequent flights.
There are 3 rings of security that are required as per the security principle of rings of protection. They are outer ring, middle ring, inner ring.
The outer ring of security is established at the airside or landside boundary, and the middle ring is established at the exterior of buildings within the airport boundary. It is protected by patrolling, guarding and surveillance of aircraft movement and parking areas. The inner ring is established at the vicinity of the aircraft. It is to protect the aircraft. Guarding and additional security measures may be adopted depending on the regulations of the country.
Standard operating procedures to protect a parked aircraft includes the following: SOPs for security staff, SOPs for controlling staff entry, SOPs for controlling passengers entry.
As part of the airport standard operating procedure to protect aircrafts on ground, the security staff should guard all access points to the aircraft, ensure that only authorized people are allowed on board, stop unauthorized people attempting to board the aircraft or be in the vicinity of an aircraft.
The standard operating procedures for controlling staff entry consists of the following. Staff need to be asked the purpose for entry, check airport entry permit, pass, frisk thoroughly, document entry in the aircraft entry register, frisk once again while the staff exits the aircraft.
The standard operating procedures for controlling the entry of passengers includes the following. The security staff should check the boarding cards for security stamp in case such a system exists. Otherwise, the security staff should match the name on the boarding card with the passport and match the photograph on the passport with the passenger.
Let us now talk about the methods to search an aircraft. We shall consider an originating flight and a turnaround flight.
The following steps are practiced for searching originating flights. The search should be carried out prior to boarding of passengers and loading of cargo, baggage and catering. The search should be performed in a systematic manner, that is, starting from the rear to the front or from the front to the rear. The search is carried out in accordance with an aircraft search checklist. After the completion of search, the senior-most member of the staff who was involved in the security check signs the aircraft release certificate. After the search, the aircraft should not be left unattended and strict access control should be maintained.
Let us now consider turnaround flights. Aircraft search for turnaround flights are undertaken after all the passengers have disembarked or deplaned. The cleaners have carried out their duties and disembarked. Baggage, cargo and catering have been offloaded from the aircraft, if any. After search completion, the checklist is signed by the people who carried out the search. In addition, the aircraft should not be left unattended and strict access control should be maintained.
But Professor, how would the security staff know what areas are to be searched? The security staff should always carry with them an aircraft search checklist, which details the areas to be searched while conducting an aircraft check. The following are the areas that should be searched in an aircraft: crew or jump seats, galleys, toilets, passenger seats, main cabin, any other area as specified in the search checklist based on the aircraft type and interiors. Cockpit, nose wheel, and wheel wells are searched by engineers. When a suspect item is located, there are certain responsibilities that both the searcher and supervisor need to execute. On locating a suspect item or object, the person who found the object should not touch the item, notify the supervisor, evacuate the aircraft, remember the description of the item, mark the area where the item is located. Once the supervisor is notified about the suspect item, he or she should inform the airline manager, inform the crew if already on board, inform the relevant authorities, ensure that the finder of suspect item waits for the arrival of bomb disposal teams. If the suspect item is declared safe, the search procedure should be completed to ensure that no secondary sabotage device or substance is on the aircraft. That brings us to the end of Module 3. So, in this module, we have seen standard operating procedures for protection of the aircraft on ground, areas to be searched in an aircraft. Thank you.